Hey everyone, I'm Ben with IV Therapy Startup, and we are going to build a website. And hopefully, this is just going to take you a couple hours. I'm going to go through step by step. If you already have some of these steps done, you can fast forward a little bit. I kind of set it up for the sake of time. When we get to certain points, I'll just have you pause, or you can just pause the video, get the task done, and then come back to it. We'll try to keep it as efficient as possible. We'll kind of walk through all the steps, and then also keep in mind that you can always email me or message me through Facebook if you run into any issues or have any additional questions. To get started, we're going to want to go to GoDaddy.com. And if you already have an account, that's great. If you don't, you're just going to want to create an account here. And then once you have an account created, then we will find a domain name that you want, and we'll see what that process looks like. Okay, so we got our account set up. We're all signed in. Now we're going to want to search for a domain. So I'm going to search for my awesome IV therapy company. So ideally, you would have your company name here, but if it's not available, you might have to just get a little bit creative. So type that in, and we'll do a search. Shows here that it's available. So I'm going to make it mine. Yeah, it looks like it's added to cart. So I'm going to hit no thanks here. I don't need any of these extras at the moment. I'm going to come back to up here. So we got that added to the cart. Now I'm going to see what their products are. I'm going to go to websites and hosting. And website builder is the one that we want. So we'll scroll down a little bit here, and we'll look at their plans. Unless you're selling things, or if you're going to use GoDaddy for your email service, you really can just get the basic plan here. So I'm going to add that to cart. If you want to use GoDaddy for your email service or sell things on your website through a store, then that you can look through those. But for this situation, we're just going to do the basic. I'm going to change my .com registration to 1 year. I'm going to add the full domain protection. It's $10 a year. And I'm going to, instead of paying for the 12 months of website builder up front, I'm just going to pay monthly. It's going to be a little bit more expensive per month, but we're looking at $17 a month. So you can do whatever you want there. If you want to pay for the year up front, it's going to be cheaper. And then same with the domain. If you extend it out a little bit, it gets a little bit cheaper. So, okay, so I got my website builder and my domain, and I'm all set. So pay for that. And once those are active in your account, we'll get started on building your website. Okay, so we got the products purchased. Now we're going to go down to my products under your name up there. Okay, so here we are in the products page, building this website for pH Low Drip. So the domain here is phlowdrip.com. You can see it under domains here, and then under websites and marketing, you'll see free trials, free website options, and then here's the paid websites plus marketing basics. So we want to set that up. So we'll click on that. What are some features your website needs? Sell with an online store, book appointments, accept payments. We don't have those. We have the basic plan, so we can't do those anyways. So I'm going to select something else and hit continue. What kind of website would you like? It's giving some options here. We'll just do IV therapy. I was kind of hoping that would be an option by now, but it's not. You can leave it blank, but I think I'll just select spa. It'll be close enough. It just kind of pre-builds a little bit of a template for you. Then hit continue. What should we call your website? I would just call that your company name. So we'll put PH Low, and I'm going to add IV therapy on there. Continue. Okay, so here we are. We're in the builder. Just a couple things here. You can take a tour to kind of show you around. I would recommend, kind of doing that to get familiar. We'll do it as well. And then anytime you're in the builder here, you can go back to your dashboard. And in here, we'll give you some other options and things like that. But when you come back and you're wanting to build, it's going to, bring you to your dashboard here. So there's a bunch of different things to do here, but in this case, we're just going to edit our website. But before you do that, there's, you can write an about section, add a contact info, add a logo. But we're going to go through and do all this kind of inside the builder. So we want to edit our website. And you'll notice here too that our domain is just using a generic GoDaddy domain right now. So we'll change that before we publish it. And we're going to get started. So this would be kind of your home page here, our story, the team, book a service. If you have, depending on what EHR you're using, if you have a calendar that you can embed on this site, we can do that. I'm going to kind of set this site up a little bit different and just have an actual appointments page. And then on the home page, we'll just have a button that links to that page. This is where your reviews, this is great to have on the home page. If you have a Facebook reviews or a Google business account set up, you can link the two. And we're going to show how to do that as well. In this case, PH Low doesn't have the Google location all that set up yet with reviews. So we're gonna go through that in the next video, in the SEO tutorial section. So we'll skip through that. But anyways, you can kind of see how it's just kind of pre-built here for you on the home page. Okay, I'm just backtracking in a little bit here. I realized I should come back and show you a couple different things you can do before you get started. And keep in mind, you can do this anytime, even after your site's built or whatever. You can try a new theme. So if you come up here and select theme, you can select your colors, your theme colors. You can change your fonts, change your button styles, and do things like that. Or you can just try a new look. So it has a bunch of pre-built themes here. Right now we're using the modern theme. So if you could just kind of scroll through and look at what they have available. Say we want to just check out the Lux theme, you can select that and it'll show you what it'll look like with that theme, or whatever you like here. So I'm going to just stick with I'm going to pick the urban theme and just go with that for now. But keep in mind, just play around with it and see which one you like best and kind of what flows best with your style there. And we want to add some different pages. So what we're going to start is, let's start with a contact us page. So you'd come over to the right hand side and hit the plus button here on the right and add a new page. Okay, so now it's asking us to choose a page template. I'm just going to start. It gives us some options to do an about page, contact, kind of some pre-built pages here, but I'm going to do everything from scratch just to kind of show you a quick way to do it. So my goal here is just to create all the pages that I want. and get our navigation set, and then we'll come back and start building out the pages themselves. So I'm just going to do a blank page here, and I want to call this contact page, and I'm going to hit done. And let's see, let's add some more pages here. So what do we need? Let's do an about us page, and we'll hit done. And then our services, we're going to have a number of different services. So one way to do this is to create a drop-down menu. So I'll select new drop-down, and I'm just going to call it our services. And we don't have any pages that we're going to add into that yet. So I'm just going to create that menu. And then we have that there. Another page that I think we will want is an appointment page. So appointments, select done. And then also, if you have an EHR with a patient portal that they can access, that's another page that you can add here. So one way to do that is to just create a link, and you can call it patient portal. And then you would include the website URL here, and it would bring them directly to their patient portal login page. So for now, I don't have a link to set in there yet. So once you have a link, that's how you would do it. Just link to external website, patient portal, or whatever you want to call it. Type in the link here, and then create link, and then you're all set. So we don't have that ready yet. So we're going to come back here, and I'm going to create a new page, blank page, and I want to call this one Immunity IV Drip, and hit done. So now we're starting to get, quite a few tabs up here. So this drop down that we created, our services, if you click on that and you want to edit that, you can go to menu settings, and then you can start selecting pages that you want in there. So I'm going to select IV Immunity Drip. So then over here, there'll be a drop down arrow, and then it'll just have a list of all the pages that you have here. And I would recommend putting individual services that you offer on individual pages just for SEO purposes. We're going to get into that more extensively in the next video series. But for now, that's how I would set it up. So I'm going to go ahead and add a bunch of different service pages, and I'm going to fast forward the video a little bit. So once I have those, I will we'll pick up and we'll start kind of going through each page and building them out. Okay, so I added some additional pages. So what we're going to want to do is I have a bunch of them here. So we'll go back to our services. I kind of want them all under that drop down menu. So I'm going to select Myers Cocktail, NAD plus, IV therapy, and recovery and performance. So I want to add those under that drop down, and then let's hit done. So now we have home, contact, about us, our services with the drop down, and appointments. And what I'll probably end up adding is a patient portal tab, and maybe that'll even go down in the footer of the website. And another option too would be to have an option for patients to pay. So depending on what you're using for your payment gateway, if you're using Square or whatever it may be, you can also have a link on there where patients can pay for their services. There is just an option depending on how you're setting up your business. So I'm happy with that. I would like to reorder them a little bit though. and I don't want the contact page to be right there. So I'm going to bring that down there and adjust it over to the right. I'm happy with appointments being all the way over. And then I'll have, like I said, patient portal, but you can arrange this kind of however you want to do it. And once that's done, then you can click here to go back to home, or you can scroll up on this side here and just click on it there. But you can bounce around to different pages by selecting them up here or over on this side here. So we're going to get started with the home page. Okay, so now we want to start editing the home page. So a little bit about the pages and kind of how this set up. Everything's just broken into sections. So if you don't like a section, you can delete it, or you can move it up or down. Let's say we want this one further down the page. You can move it up and down and do a lot of different things like that. So in this case, the book a service, we're going to delete that. We don't have any services set up through GoDaddy, so we're going to have our own booking page link. But basically, when you click on add a section, it gives you these recommended options, or kind of the most popular kind of sections that people are using. So you can kind of play around with that. Or what I like to do is just come down to general, and then depending on how you want to lay out your page. So there's already like an introduction section there, or you can just select content and just kind of scroll through the content section and just kind of see what kind of options it gives you. So one good trick or tip, I should say, is if you have GPT, it's a great tool to use. So I already have it open here, and I just wrote a paragraph asking ChatGPT. I am designing a homepage for my website called pH Low IV Therapy. Can you help me out with the layout of the homepage? I am offering a mobile IV therapy service servicing Fairfield County and New Haven area in Connecticut. I want the homepage to be in a story format with a call to action to book an appointment. Can you help me with the sections, headline, and text for the sections on the page? So we'll hit enter and see what GPT tells us. So it's kind of laying out the home page. A lot of these kind of mimic some of the other pages we have, which is good because then we can have links that take people to these pages to learn a little bit more. Here would be the first section: elevate your wellness with pH Low IV therapy, and then some text. Welcome to a new era of well-being. You can kind of see how it just kind of lays it out. It gives you text ideas. Our commitment to you, or the mobile experience, our services, service areas, book an appointment, contact us, and then down at the footer. So you can ask ChatGPT to kind of help you with any section of the website. It's just a great way, or a great tool to use to get text suggestions. And inside GoDaddy, they also have an AI tool here. So you can kind of type some different stuff in here, and then get copy suggestions, and it'll kind of rewrite it. Relax, rejuvenate, unwind, indulge in our luxurious spa treatments, and escape from everyday stress. So, of course, we're an IV therapy clinic, so we want to kind of rewrite that and then ask for suggestions on what we write. So the great thing with this is you can just start kind of typing down your ideas and then ask for get copy suggestions, and it'll kind of rewrite it in a nice way there. So that's a little tip on how to kind of set up with ChatGPT. Okay, so we're gonna want to lay out this homepage a little bit. So I'm gonna delete this about section and put in just a little bit of a more of a content piece um, about our clinic. So I'm going to go to general and I'm going to go to content. And I kind of like this setup right here. Or let's see, I just want to kind of highlight our services a little bit with some buttons where they can go learn a little bit more about what we do. So I'm going to select this one here. And yeah, I think that'll be good. So if I click on here, I can add an action button. So show action button and learn more. And this is going to link to a different page on my website. So what I'm going to do is talk about the different therapies that I offer and whatnot, and then they can click learn more, which will bring them to that page. So I kind of like that setup. And if you don't need, it comes with 6 already, but you can delete individual elements here, or you can add another one. So it's as easy as that. I like the customer reviews. So once we get I'm going to connect it to Google. So once we get our Google Business kind of locked up there. Okay, so I'm going to leave this review section here. Once we get our Google listing up, our Google My Business listing, then I'm going to connect that. So all you do is click on here and scroll down, connect to external source, and I'm going to select Google My Business. So as soon as we get that set up, then you just kind of go through the process here to connect that. We'll go through that in the next tutorial as well. So to contact us, we don't need that on the home page. So I'm going to delete that. I'm just going to put a button to contact us. I like to connect with us so we can connect our social profiles. And then joining our mailing list. If you're starting a blog or things like that, we'll go over that in the next video as well, like setting up a blog. And you can actually just connect your blog to the website here. So let's see. So we have the kind of the welcome here. We'll put a little text in here, and then we'll put book an appointment. We'll have a link that will go to our appointment page there, where they can kind of see the different services we offer in more detail, and then be able to book their own appointment. We'll kind of highlight our services here. And I think I'll add one more section. One more section here. I think we'll do kind of an about us section and talk a little bit about just our clinic. Why choose pH low IV therapy? So I kind of like that one there. Okay, so I think I have the home page kind of dialed in how I want it to look here. So then the next thing that we're going to want to do is just kind of go through each page. And so if I come up here and just click on website, I want to do okay, it's asking me to take a tour. I already did that. Our About Us page. So let's take a look at that. It's an empty page, so I want to add a section here. I want an introduction. So let's put a little introduction. I kind of like this, just kind of an area where they will be able to contact us or schedule an appointment. So come back to general here, look at the about section, and this is where I kind of like, let's see. I'm going to use this one for a little a bio for our provider. Okay, I like that, and I think that's about all I'm going to do on the about us page for now. Okay, I'm happy with that. And then we're going to go to the contact page next. So the contact page is really fairly simple. Just click the contact us buttons here, and then you can go through and see kind of how you want to make it look here. So I want to show a map of kind of our service area, and actually we're going to be a mobile company. Well, that's fine. We can still have show a map of our area. And I want it to be able to fill out a form as well. So we'll just stick to this top one here. We'll add that. Okay. And we can go through and edit this contact form however you like. You can adjust your hours. You can do a lot of different things here. Also, the contact section, it's the form itself. One thing I noticed, so if you click above it here and come to the right side where it says contact form, you can change the text, drop us a line, send message to. This is where you're going to want to enter your email address. So whoever fills out this form, it'll get sent directly to whatever email address you put in here. So one thing that just make sure when you publish the website to check everything and make sure the forms are working. A thank you message, so you can just leave it pretty generic, or if you want to have them do something after they contact you, maybe you want to redirect them to another page or to your booking page or whatever the case may be. So you can add book an appointment now, and then if you wanted to put a link there, click on the little link icon here, and you can have it go to appointment page, or you can have it go to a different URL. If you have a dedicated booking site like through your EHR, you can have it do a lot of different things. So in this, I'm just going to have it go to our appointments page. So that'll create that link. So when they fill out this form, that'll pop up and they'll see that. One thing I want to do is add a phone number field here. So I want to add, and we'll select phone, single line text. I want to make this required. So they have to put in their email and phone number. We'll select done. Okay, I like that. So I don't really like how this is laid out though. It's name, email, message, phone. So I want phone number to be up above email there. So I can come over on the right. I can just drag this up. Okay, I like that. Name, phone, email, message, send. We got our hours. We have our map. So you're going to want to click on the map and then punch in your address. So in this case, we'll put in New Haven, Connecticut, just because we're mobile. So it'll just be that general area. So we'll select that and we'll show the map. And if you want to have your phone number and email show, you can do that here. So I'm going to hit done. And I want to preview this page. So that's how it's going to look here. Okay, let's make sure the map area is showing correctly. I'm pretty sure you can test the form in this state in the preview mode. You can test that, and you can check to see how it's going to look on mobile as well. So I kind of like that. Okay, so that looks good. So anytime you're wanting to look at any of the pages or work you're doing, you can always preview it there. Okay, so we have our home page, our About Us page, our contact page, and then the next thing is to go through our services pages and our appointment page. So what I'm going to want to do is kind of do our services page first, and then I'll show you what I did there, and then we'll do the appointments page last, and then we'll wrap it up. Okay, so I want to lay out our services pages. So I'm going to just pick one here. We'll do immunity IV drip, and we'll kind of set this page up. I'll set it up kind of how I like to set it up. So I'm going to go to general. I want to go to introduction, and I love these little introduction banners at the top with a link for them to schedule an appointment. So that's the first thing I like to put on there, little call to action at the top. We want to talk a little bit about the NAD drip. So I want to do okay. So I want to add another section here. I want to talk a little bit about the immunity drip. So I want to go to general. Kind of how I want to lay it out is kind of what is the immunity drip, like what kind of highlight some pain points or why patients would want it, and then kind of talk about how it's going to help them, and then talk about kind of what's in the drip itself. So it's always good to have a couple of images on your page. So we'll do this one here, and then we'll add just a general content section. I'll fill some of these. I'll build out some of the content on this page so we can take a look at that. I like this one here, and I think I can work with that. Okay. So another thing is the images themselves. You can change out any of the images. So if you have your own, that's great. Otherwise, if you want, there's pretty good library of images here. So if you just do a search, so NAD or Okay, yeah, this is for immunity. Let's see. Okay, yeah, this is for the immunity IV drip. So any of these images, if you just click on the image, and then you can change it. So let's look at how we can change it. You can add your own images or immunity. So maybe somebody feeling a little bit sick. So it can give you some stock media here. You can kind of scroll through, just kind of search for whatever you're looking for here. Let's search for happy. Okay, 2,240 images found. So we'll just kind of scroll through and just pick one here. Kind of like this one here. We'll see how that looks in that banner. Can play around with it a little bit. Some images it doesn't let you zoom totally. Yeah, I don't really like that one. Let's see. Let's do energetic. See what we come up with here. Not a lot of options there. Health. Search for health here. The banner images are a little bit trickier. Sometimes you almost gotta kind of edit them and put your own. Okay, so but anyhow, you get the idea. Can change out any images, so it makes it a little bit easier. I'll add some images of my own. So I'll build this out and then come back and show you kind of what I did here. Actually, on this section, I just want to get rid of this. I don't want an image there. Actually, I just want that to be just centered and text there. So same thing with this is you can delete sections here, or you can add additional sections and things like that. So I'll build this out, and then also, so I'll build out these pages. We'll come back, take a look at them again, and then there's some other things before we wrap up that we're going to want to go through on the settings page. We haven't set the logo, for example, yet on the home page. Social media links, get found on Google, things like that. So if you have Google Analytics or if you have a Metapixel, this is where you can add all of that type of stuff. So I will build out some of these pages and we'll come back and take a look. Okay, so we're back. I kind of built out this page a little bit. Still not happy with the header image, but we can play around with that. So I kind of laid it out, key benefits, what's inside our immunity IV infusion. Another thing I wanted to point out is you can change the text size on these. So style 2, I kind of like. It's a different color, a little bit more bold. Let's try the large for our headings here. And same thing with all of our titles. I like them to be a little bit bigger. So we'll do style 3, and then our text itself. You just click in the box. I'm gonna go to XL on the text. It's a little bit easier on the eyes. So large, style 2. Kind of do this with all of the text here. Gonna bump that up a touch. Okay, make them XL. This one here, we'll go to keep them consistent. We'll go to large. Here we'll go to XL on all the text. Okay, so you can kind of see what's inside our Immunity IV infusion, the top 5 reasons to get the Immunity IV infusion, some key benefits, and a little intro here, Immunity IV drip, boost your defense, Immunity IV infusion, got a little image here that I whipped up. Okay, so last thing we have to do on this page is to tell people, or tell this button where to go when people when people click it. So book your Immunity IV drip now. So let's see, we'll say book now, and I want that to go to a page, and I want it to go to our appointments page, to the top of the page. So we'll hit done, and then I want to preview this. Okay, we still haven't updated our logo. That's fine. You can kind of see how I laid it out here. You can get creative on your pages. You can add more images. You can do a lot of different things. Check it to see how it's going to look on mobile. Okay, I like that. Just a nice clean layout here. Another thing that you can do to kind of separate out these sections a little bit is if you click on here and then go with the accent color. Can kind of play around with it, so kind of breaks it up a little bit like that. And then also keep in mind that you can play with your colors too. I want that brown to be kind of more of a blue with blue text. Okay, I like that. And then white on blue. So you can play around with the colors, the section colors, things like that. Okay, I'm happy with that. So the next page I want to do is, the last page I want to show you is to build out is the appointments page. Have some different ideas for that. So right now it's blank, so I'll kind of build this out and then I'll show you what I did. And then we'll wrap it up with these other settings that I was talking about. Okay, so we're on the appointments page here. I want to fill this one out a little bit. So we're going to link these, our services, to an external calendar or booking page through our EHR. It's through PracticeQ. So we're going to want to add our services here, and kind of what I was thinking is to add this feature categories with images section, and then we'll edit this section a little bit. So we'll name each one. So this one will be our Immunity IV infusion. We'll update the image, and I'll kind of use this same theme for all of our images there. Let's see, change the orientation to square so it shows. And what I'm going to do is delete all of that, and I'm going to add an action button. And I want it to say book now. So when we get that booking page, the EHR and all that setup will get the link directly to that booking page. So then what we'll do is we'll just put the URL here, and then hit done, and it'll just bring us directly to that page. So I'm going to do this for all of our services, and I will be right back to show you what I did. So let's take a look. So I'm going to do this same thing for all of our services here. And let me fast forward the video a little bit and get that done. Okay, so I built this page out a little bit. A couple things I wanted to point out is book your appointment today, but I wanted to try to make it clear that these are not all of our services, just in case, especially with these prepackaged infusions and stuff like that. So basically I want to list them out here. You can actually play around with this too. If you want to add more services, just hit the add button. You can just keep adding as many services as you want. Can delete them easy enough. Another option here too would be, as far as sections, you can play around and see kind of what makes sense for you. But another idea would be, for the sake of space, actually, if you just edit, or like this one here, for example, let's see. So you can change the size of the image, can make it a circle, can make it a little bit narrower, kind of play around with it a little bit. So there's going to be a lot of different ways you can do this. So just play around with it and see what content sections are available to you. There was one that I liked to use. Let's see if I can find it here. Maybe it's under the About Us page. You could use something like this here with the small circles, and then you can add the button there. Or another option would be something like this, where it's just text and you don't have an image. If you wanted it to be a little bit more compact, so you could delete all the text, just put in your service here, and then change the button to book now. So you could lay it out like this. We'll see what that looks like in preview mode. Delete all these out. And there, it tightens it up nicely. So then if you duplicated that a couple times with different services, it should get a little bit tighter. So yeah, that's an option too. So if you preview that, let's see how that looks. So we have the bigger images here, or you could simply do something like this, where it's a little bit more compact. So if you look on the mobile view, kind of shows the different services, or in that kind of a view. So it's kind of whatever your preference is going to be there. I kind of like the images myself, but we'll delete that. And at the bottom here, I wanted to show you one more thing. So another option, if you don't want an image at all, but you want the text to show, you can just delete the image. So there it stands out a little bit better. You can play around with the background. So I kind of like that. And we'll preview that again. So that's kind of what I come up with on this appointments page. So you can just play around with it and see, kind of what looks good or what makes sense for you. Um, and then this button here would go to our booking page, which is going to list out all of our services and providers that we have available and our locations and whatever we're going to have on there. So, okay, so one more thing I wanted to point out here before we get too carried away with building out all of these pages um, is one way to do that is the pages that you haven't built out yet. You can just delete those pages, and we'll just duplicate. So we already built out the IV immunity IV drip page. So an easy way to do this, once you have a layout that you like, so we'll go to that page here. So once you have a layout that you like, an easy way to do this is just to duplicate that page and then duplicate it again, or just when you duplicate it, then you can rename it. So we'll put NAD IB infusion, hit done. Okay, and then we'll rename this one here. So I want to see which ones we had here. We had the Myers cocktail, immunity, and NAD plus infusion. So we'll rename this one to Myers cocktail. So now the nice thing is all you have to do once you duplicate them and rename them is then just go to NAD and just swap out the information. So once you have the layout and the format you want, then you can just go through and swap out the information on each one. And if you're going to have a bunch of these different infusions and things like that, or a lot of the services that are kind of the same, or if you want your service pages to all kind of look the same, that's just an easy way to speed it up, so you don't have to try to remember what sections you added and kind of how you did everything. So it'll already be set up for you and it'll save you a lot of time. So hopefully that helps. And now we are going to talk about the settings tab. Okay, so there's a few more things that we want to do here. One is I want to change this logo. So I'm going to click up here and scroll down to logo here, and let's upload a logo. So let's see. Okay, let's go with this one here. Open that. Got that selected. We'll insert it. Okay, I like that. Let me see if I can edit that down a little bit and crop this. So we'll do a custom crop. Crop that down a little bit. See if that makes any difference here. Hit done. Okay. Well, we could do a 4:3. Why don't we try that? Okay. Continue. Let's see if that makes any difference here on how this looks. Okay. Yeah, I think that'll work. You can play around with this too. Maybe make it more of a horizontal logo to fill in this space. But then keep in mind too, depending on what theme you're using, it's going to look a little bit, it's going to look a little bit different. Maybe you want a black and white. You can get rid of the background. When you go and edit the photo, there's an option there to get rid of the background so it's just transparent on the back there. So you can play around with that on the logo. There's a bunch of different options there. Okay, and then the settings. One thing is you're going to want to attach your domain to it. So right now we have pH low IV therapy at GoDaddy site. So I want to use a domain that I already own. And right there, select that, continue. Okay, so we're not quite ready to publish yet. So I want to just X out of this. But now you can see right here, this is your domain name and should be good there. And then also under settings, just have basic site information, business category, let's say IV therapy clinic, nothing there. So I'm just going to choose health clinic. You can put your email in here, your address, phone number, things like that. So you can done. Favicon or Favicon, however you want to say it there, that's what shows up here in the tabs when people are on your site. So I think that's the one there. Yep. So that right there. So when people are on your website, that's what's going to show up here. This little icon. So you can make that whatever you like. Get found on Google. We're going to go through that in the next tutorial. If you're advertising, we're going to talk about cookie banners, Google Analytics, the Metapixel, and the Facebook meta tag, and things like that. We're going to go over in the next tutorial. So the cool thing is, at this point, you should be pretty close to ready to publish your website, which is awesome. But keep in mind, you spend all this time building this website, and how are people going to find it? So I think the next tutorial video that I'm going to put out is really the most important one that you're gonna want to pay attention to. We're gonna go through and optimize the website. So the behind the scenes, all the meta tags and the heading tags and the keywords and just all that good stuff, and connecting it to your social profiles, Google Analytics, Google Site Master tools. We're going to dive into that a little bit to get Google to crawl your website and analyze all the data. But first, we got to go through and adjust all the search engine optimization items that are available to you here. And we're going to use ChatGPT again to be a help with that. So make sure that you look for the next tutorial series that's coming out real soon. And if not already available in your customer center. And yeah, so I just can't stress enough. I mean, you spend this much time building your website, everything looks good. But I think that's the least important step here. The most important step is to get people to find it. So that's where you're going to really enjoy the benefits of a fully optimized website. So when people are Google searching for these different services and IV therapies that you offer, you're going to be pulling up properly in Google searches, especially if you're in smaller towns or cities with not a lot of competition. When we optimize your site, it's not going to take that long at all before it starts popping up in these search results, and that's going to be your best source of organic or free advertising. So be on the lookout for that. So once you have everything dialed in, if you have any questions on linking to outside websites, or if you have scheduling calendars that you can embed, depending on which EHR you have, if you have the ability to embed them in your page, that's a great way to do it too. But if you have any questions, shoot me a message in our IV Therapy Startup Facebook group, or send me an email, and I'll be more than happy to help you out if you get stuck on anything in here. And I think that's a great start to launching your website. And good luck with your business. And I hope to see you in the next video tutorial, SEO optimization on your site. It's going to be the most important step that you take. So thanks for kind of hanging in there with me, and don't hesitate to reach out. So thank you.